Hi, my name is Kylee Krakowski. I wanted to just share with you how dangerous this will be for women if you legalize commercial surrogacy. A lot of surrogacy and all surrogacy starts with egg donors. And myself, I was an egg donor back in 2011. I wanted to do it to try to help. And of course, it was a paid opportunity, so it was going to help financially for me as well. And it was just a really terrible experience. And if you don't mind me sharing a little bit of my story, I'd like to do that as well. So in 2011, I was approached through an agency to sell my eggs, or I should say donate my eggs, and in turn, I would have been paid for it. It was an American company, but they had a lot of connections with Canada. And so there was a couple in Canada that decided that they wanted to use my eggs. And so I had to work with Canada through that process and had to fly back and forth. Through that time, I had found out and learned that in Canada, it's actually illegal to sell your eggs. But the way that the agency had spoken to me about it was that was okay because it was an American company. And so I moved forward with it thinking it was okay. And through that process, I had to take medications. I had to, like I said before, fly back and forth a few times. Through that process, I ended up flying back extremely, extremely sick after the procedure was done. The doctor had cleared me to fly back, even though I was beyond sick. And when I got home, I suffered a massive stroke. We had to go in an ambulance to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 10 full days. I had suffered from ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, where my ovaries both had expanded to the size of grapefruits, and pretty much on my deathbed for about 10 days. So the stroke was obviously the massive thing that had happened, but the doctors actually weren't even as concerned at the time about the stroke as they were about my ovaries exploding or twisting, rupturing, anything like that. And so obviously it was a very traumatic experience initially, and it's something that I've had to deal with, the rest of my life. It's been almost 10 years. I still have effects from it. To this day, my husband and I still cannot have children. And so something as simple as me trying to donate my eggs for someone else to have children, now my husband and I are in the same situation now. So just wanted to share that story with you of how dangerous it was for me. I was extremely healthy, very active, did all sorts of sports. I worked full-time, worked actually multiple jobs. And a lot of that has changed now. So I hope that by sharing a little bit of my story, it will help impact your decisions in moving forward with legalizing commercial surrogacy. Just the impact that it will have on women across the world is just so dangerous and so damaging. And I just hope that my small story can impact you enough to at least sway your decision to not legalize commercial surrogacy.